welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, as the case may be. Good to see you. I'm so glad you stopped by to visit with me today. So today I bought a pack of markers. I think it's Azure brand. I have never seen them before, but they were super cheap, and I thought, hey, they already have like a limited color palette. They'd be fun to work with, and I've been sitting on them, not literally, but I've been holding on to them for a while, trying to decide what I was going to do with them. And I thought that it would be super fun to kick off spooky season with ghosts and have them each hold something. And the something that they're going to hold was an object that was colored with one of the each, I think 6 markers, maybe more. I don't know. I guess I can count them, but the box is downstairs. I'm doing the voiceover upstairs. Okay, so I have a list. You can see it down on the side where I figured out what colors I had in the box and what items I wanted to be those different colors. I think I have a couple extra ones that are thrown in because I just wanted to do it. Like there's one with a candy corn, and it was going to happen whether or not it was there. And then I think that I did a ghost zooming through the air. I think I was going to do him a bat, and I decided not to because it wasn't working. But that's okay. That's part of the creative project. I wasn't giving up. I was adapting to the situation. And yeah, it's not just, you know, like patter that you say when you fail. Like, no, really, you can adapt, and it becomes better sometimes. And I'm zooming through these guys super fast. Oh, this one's funny. No, there's one of them where I drew it on 2 sheets because it was like, oh, it's just too much to draw it on 1 sheet. But I used my light table and transferred them all over into my super cute little journal. A reason why I like the journal is it has a felt sticker on it that's in the shape of a pumpkin. It's personally one of my favorite stickers at this point in time. It's textured, it's raised, it's spooky season, and I enjoy it a lot. Oh, and here's one of the ideas that I tried for bats. I tried making them like the old school M's that you do when you're little kids to show birds in the distance, and I had lots of fun making them, but but I didn't think it made for a good drawing. Oh, I'm already going on to testing. So the last time I used this super old bottle of ink, it did exactly what it's doing, but it did that with water instead of alcohol. And I'm gonna give it a real big juicy, yep, it really does it. You know, in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. And I used an old marker because I didn't want to ruin one of my brand new markers that I've never used in creating anything before. Okay, things that I liked about this set. I really loved that the blending marker was in gray because it makes it super easy to locate it strewn amongst your other markers. And when I'm doing art, my other markers always look like this. I like that they had they're like triangles so they don't roll off of your desk, and I find triangle shaped things rather nice to pinch, but I found these a little bit too chunky, like too big for my hands, which is kind of funny because I have fairly large girl hands. Oh, and this is where I'm showing the disappointment of this box set. I had a couple different color schemes that I picked from at the store, and I picked this one because I thought that it had a cadmium yellow color, sort of like an orangey yellow. It's not orangey yellow. It is not orangey yellow at all. I'm playing with my zoom. That's a new skill for me, by the way. To show you, like, that looks like that could be a yellow, and that is definitely not. That is significantly 2 oranges, no matter what the package says. And inherently, that is why I take the time to swatch, so I have a good idea of what my colors are going to be doing. And I like it. It gives me how the materials are going to handle. Gives me practice with like how far it's going to bleed or creating flat fields. I feel like it's a good thing. And I did the little candy corn. I was super excited about him. And I didn't do much with him because I was still pretty bummed out about the yellow not being in there. Oh, and my hands were hurting so bad that day. The circulation isn't going so good. So if you see me like rubbing my fingers, I'm trying to get the circulation going in my hands. It just wasn't doing that great. And that's okay. We'll work around it. I think we got some good art done. So the original idea was I was going to do the object, and then I was going to make each page sort of have the color of the object be the queen. I guess the most important thing by coloring it with just that one marker. And it ended up like being monochromatic, and I don't think it was that interesting. And I figured it out on this piece. And since I had already done some of the shadows in purple on the other ones, I decided that, I already introduced the cellar color. I might as well do it. And so I go from this teal painting, this ghost with his coffee in the kitchen, which I think is a pretty good, it's not a painting, it's a marker drawing. And I think it looks pretty good. But I decide that it's not going to, it's not there where I decided. Oh, this poor ghost. So I poisoned this ghost, and he's the only unhappy one. I feel so bad for him. It's like this fictitious cartoon illustration. I poisoned him with an apple like Snow White, and like in the original drawings I tried to do like what I thought was a Snow White door, and I edited it out because it looked like a jail cell. I guess the Snow White ghost inspired ghost was the one where I decided that I was going to do more color elements. I think that's so much better of a drawing. And coming back doing the shadow, remembered that, and I think that this is way more in keeping with the mood. A little bit mysterious and not bright and sunny. I guess you have ghosts whatever, whenever. And so in this illustration, the window, it was supposed to be a door, but it just looked like a jail cell. So I went for the door to not be the thing in the window. Okay, so I don't know if you saw what I was doing there. There are some places where it overbled, and I am taking that gray blending, the gray barreled blending marker, and I'm coloring right next to where that pigment bled, and I'm coloring right next to it. And what it'll do is it will actually sort of push it back where it came from, and it's a little save. It saves a little bit. It doesn't save a lot. I think I saw the idea for that on like a Mochaccino video. I think I have to give her credit for it. But it does work. That's one of those alcohol marker tips that works. I think these guys probably not as great. It works not as great as some other brands. But, I still feel that it worked enough that it was worth going back. I think that this piece has my least favorite thing happening in it. When I went and used the blending marker to do the ghost hands holding that hand, it didn't do it in a flat manner. It kind of looks a little like textured, and that's the only thing I don't like about this set. And I think I'm having a brownout while I'm recording it because the lights are, it's getting a little bit flickery there, and it's the only thing I can think of is I don't know why it did that there. That's my excuse, the brownout. Yeah. We'll stick with that. I forget to do a cast shadow in this, but I still think it is a cute piece. And I definitely, this is one of the ones that I was like really like, oh, because the whole time I was like planning this drawing out in my head, I imagined it with like a golden yellow in those windows. But I adapted and I overcame and I did the purple, and I still think that it makes a good drawing, and it might even be better than what I imagined because it ties in the shadow from underneath the porch. And one of my friends saw this drawing and she made fun of me because she's like, you're sneaking frogs into everything, even ghost videos. But I imagined this little ghost going to visit a witch, and since he's dead, he's old-fashioned, and he brings a hostess gift. And like, what do you bring a gift to a witch? What kind of gift do you bring a witch? I guess a frog, because that's kind of a witchy thing. I don't know about modern witches. I don't know about real witches. All I know is the stereotypes in classic literature. You see them with frogs in kids' storybooks. So I went with that because I thought it was fun and a good excuse to draw a frog. And I really like how the ghost arms look over the objects they're holding with that blending marker, just sort of making it look a little bit less. Now, this is my last piece of the series of my spooky ghosts holding things. And I wish that I had gone and used the blending marker around the stars and the moon to sort of lighten up that purple so it looked like they were glowing. Such an opportunity missed. Maybe I'll try it, and if it isn't terrible, you'll see I'll put a still picture of it up on my YouTube timeline. And if you never see it again, know that it failed. So overall, Posca markers did not work. For some reason I thought they did, but they don't. They just chewed up the paper. I don't know if I waited long enough for everything to evaporate or not. But yeah, that's the end. This is my super cute notebook with the felt sticker. And I spent way too long recording this because I love it so much and wanted to make sure that I had time to talk about it. Versus my thank you so much, like, subscribe, make a comment, pick. Bye. Till next time, for real. Bye.